about the day. So well, you want to say something? Yeah, go. Yep. Right behind me, hey? The dirt. The English soil. I'm very glad to be here. The earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof, it says. I'm saying it's ours. It was Jared Winstanley who said that the earth is a treasury for all. And here at the Royal Exchange, they think this has been one of the concentration points where the fullness of the earth has been brought into the hands and transmutation of gold. And this has happened by means of blood. So you look at the pictures, and they are just the bas-relief of the Royal Exchange. This goes back to the 1690s. And then behind me is the place of gold. This also goes back to the 1690s. Our present prices now, we can go back to the 1690s to see how the earth and the fullness thereof was transmuted into gold and to a small handful of people who have expropriated from around the planets the fullness of our labors from Africa, Asia, South America into this spot. So I won't say I'm glad to be here, but I'm glad to be with you. And Ian Bold over here won a wonderful project of class war that reverberated around the world. He showed me his wonderful memoir not long ago. Do you have any copies, Ian?
No, not that cheap.
I read it. I read it across the Atlantic and I laughed all the way. It's beautiful. So I'm looking for a good laugh today. The 1690s and then the other bubbles, I have one or two historical things to say, relating them to terror, because the financialization crisis now and the war on terror are inseparable. This is what we need to understand and figure out, and Fabian here is going to lead us step by step with the architecture of all this. Now, one other thing before handing it over to Fabian that I'd like to mention. It's the surveillance state. And me and Chris and our fellow workers over with the camera, we're having a chat, and we were a bit suspicious of one another. But soon he wanted to know what we were, I wanted to know what he was. Well, he's just reporting on the inflation rate that's coming out of this building sundown today. That's it. So he said, yeah, oh, he said tomorrow? Anyway.
It's the Bank of England report came out this morning.
Oh, it did it? Oh, the state. All right, on the state of the earth and the fullness thereof. All right. So, may I turn it over then to Fabian?
Hi. Well, thanks, Pete, for that. That was wow, that was quite something.
Hiya.
Legit to the back of the theatre, darling.
Right. I was just thanking Peter for his contribution, because I must admit I found it very enlivening and very enheartening. And I know Peter's been standing around here for a while, so what I'm suggesting is we start off on the walk and we'll pause for different chats on the way. But I think the first place we need to go is actually, we need to go inside the Royal Exchange, because I don't know, some of you might have a bit of spare money you want to spend on some of the expensive jewellery there or whatever, but to actually see it inside, and it actually gives you some idea of how the rich live.
It's also worth pointing out, as Peter mentioned, that it's built on blood, and what do we have between us and the Royal Exchange but a war memorial for the blood that's been spilt in the interest of British imperialism.
by Thomas Gresham, the information it says out there is actually wrong. They say it was based on the Bourse at Antwerp. It's actually based on the, sorry, it says there it's based on the Bourse at Amsterdam. It was actually based on the Bourse at Antwerp. It was actually based on the Bourse at Antwerp. However, Antwerp had declared independence from Spain, and after an army arrived, all the trading houses from Antwerp moved to Amsterdam. But Thomas Gresham, he was actually involved in trading on the Bourse in Antwerp, selling a lot of wool, and he wanted to shift the trade over to London. He set this up, he had Queen Elizabeth come along, she said, wow, this is amazing, and gave it her royal blessing. So from that stage it became the Royal Exchange, and the proceeds from the Royal Exchange went to found Gresham College, which was there was no university in London at that stage, so that was the first educational establishment in London. So this setting up the Royal Exchange funded that. So now we're going to go on through there and continue our exploration.
Can I just say something else about this place?
Sorry, can I just interrupt before you carry on? You're actually blocking the fire exit.
Can you stand up there so everyone can hear you?
If there's a fire, we'll flee through the fire exit.
Yeah, but also
unblocked.
People are actually videoing here. You're not allowed to video or take pictures. It's all to do with security of the building. We don't allow it. We don't allow photography. Please don't take pictures.
I'm afraid unless you've got a big police force, you're not going to convince people.
Sound. It's no picture, look.
Just tell us how we're banned. What's more for the cameras, how we're banned from doing what we're doing.
No, you're not banned. We just don't allow photography. Photography. And also of the shops and the things. If you're making a joke, you may leave because you're actually blocking people's businesses.
I'm sorry, you're talking to a bunch of anti-capitalists. They're not going to pay an awful lot of attention to that.
Have you got something to say or what?
On the 10th, on this year's Black Friday, on the 10th of October, that was the day when the London stock market fell by, I think, 7%, and all the freebie papers had nothing but the fall of the stock markets around the world. There was a demonstration that met up just outside the front of here called March on the City, and then about 10-15 metres away, just outside of the Royal Exchange in that direction, the City of the London Police deployed police dogs, and that's the first time that in 30 years, I've had dogs set on me while trying to video the process of demonstration. And there's another fellow that I know, John, who had his camera ripped out of his hands by one of these police dogs. Myself and other people have got it on video, and that's likely to make its way onto the internet before too long. One of the other video reporters there, Jason, did a quick edit, including that footage that was shown at Real News in the Foundry last Sunday night, and a more comprehensive multi-camera edit is likely to be shown at the Real News screening on Sunday the 14th of December, also at the Foundry. And to get information on these dates, check the Intermedia London events listing, where you'll find this event, that kind of screening, and lots of other events.